Hello, Robert. Hello, Stacy. How are you guys? Happy 7 o'clock. Okay, Seth, how are you? The biome. Anybody know what the biome is? I always refer to it as half the clave. I guess. Okay, it's just I'm not going to work with it. I just want to know if you know. 1E and the 2 and. Good way to do that was with the stick control book. Okay, this is just something I taken off. I haven't written it out and all that stuff. But if I'm taking the first line of stick control book as 1E and 2, 3E and 4E and I'm going to play my bass drum on 1E and 2 and. No. Bione is a Latin rhythm. I think you spell it B-I-A-I-O, Bione. Seth and Robert and Stacy. So hey, I hope it works out with Jeffrey Johnson, or Jeff Johnson I call him. The guy is a really good drummer, very knowledgeable, and a great teacher and a great player. So you're all set there, Stacy. I just need for you to get on Skype with me and do some Skype lessons as opposed to learning fills, whatever that is. Anyway, we'll talk about that, okay? All right. Anybody have any problems, any question? Did you talk to him? He wrote back. Did you talk to him one-on-one? Anyway, anybody have any questions on what we did this afternoon with the jazz pattern, with the triplet one surface, and with the bass drum? That was actually stick control formula number 1, stick control formula number 2. I'd like to go to stick control formula number 3 if everybody is comfortable with 1 and 2. Everybody comfortable with 1 and 2? Robert, Stacy, Seth. I'm just waiting. I'm early, very early. So let's just wait for the chat to populate. And in the meantime, what I'll do is I'll do a few lines from the number 1 formula. We all understand how that works. You're comfortable, Seth? You're comfortable, Stacy? And you're comfortable, Robert? Okay. Mr. Manta, yes, go to 3. Sure, we'll drop everything and we'll go to 3. We're going to wait for a little bit. See who else. We've got Old Dog, we got Paul, we got Jimmy, and whoever else wants to come. So, let's see what number 3 looks like. I've been doing so much writing. I got to practice, man. I really do. So, stick control book. Stick control formula number 3. Again, we have a 1 surface. Hey, Old Dog, what's up? Again, we have a 1 surface exercise. When I say 1 surface, I mean you could play it on multiple surfaces, but I'm just laying it in on a snare drum. Hey, Jimmy, we're on stick control formula number 3. Again, now we take R, and that R becomes right, left, right. L becomes left, right, left. So with that formula, if I did the first sequence of the sticking pattern on line 1, which is right, left, let's stop there. That would become this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you have to watch out for the levels here because you're accenting the first note of the alternating triplet. 1, now the and has to come up. Duh, now I'm in position for the next one. 2, up again, in position. So what it becomes is alternating triplets. And again, you want to play that bass drum 1, 2, 3, 4, hi-hat 2 and 4. But be careful with the levels. Nice and easy. That's the simple part. I'm going to skip line 2 because it just reverses itself. I'm going to go to number 3. The sticking pattern for number 3 in stick control book is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So now it's 2 rights and 2 lefts. Now you want to get some hand speed, you have to play this slow. Get used to where the levels fall, where they are, what they are, and make them nice and relaxed and nice and clean. So now we have right, left, right, left, right. That's the first 2 rights. So the first stroke is going to be 1, and now I have to come up. Duh. I'm in position to hit 2. Now I have to go and. Duh. I'm in position to start the left. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Left, right, left. Right, left. I think my left hand, you're not speaking to me, Paul. Anyway, my left hand is starting to feel a lot better, starting to come back. We're on the stick control formula number 3. Do we want to understand the level swing here? Want me to break it down somewhat slower, guys? Number 3, 1 and 2. Do we see that? Anyone would like me to break that down slower? Now, when I first starting to do this, I was all over the place. I said, oh man, this is crazy. What do I care about the levels? I just want to play. Well, I still played, but I was going nowhere. My hands were tense. I couldn't get things out clean, smooth. Not until I studied the levels. What is that? You understand? You got it, Paul? How about Jimmy, Hoist, Stacy, Seth? And we're not reviewing. I just want to make sure. You got to keep going over these things. What you want to do is start on the first page and go from the beginning cover to the end jacket or cover. You got it? You sure? Now you got to be relaxed. Old dog, you got this? We got it? You understand? But you got to be consistent. Sit there for 5 minutes. You can have a lot of fun with these. Great hand exercise to get your chops going. You understand? Good, Seth. Very good. All right. You got it? Everybody has it. Everybody's been practicing. Good for them. Any particular one from this formula you want me to go over? It's funny, right? Oh, dog. All right. Any one in particular, I'll break it down. How about line 5? It's actually best to do these slow and emphasize the movement, but relaxed. 1, and this is 5, 2, and the 3, and the 4, and the 1, and the 2. Any one in particular you want me to go over? Because the next one, we're doing some substitutions with the limbs. I would rather you get this way, way down, get it going on, because the next one is against the jazz pattern. Any one in particular you want me to move on to 4? No response. Would you like me to move over to 4? You got it. Seth has it. Jim has it. Old Doll has it. Stacy has it. Would you like me to go over to starting with number 4? Let's move on. You're bored. Okay, we'll move. You sound professional there, Paul. You sound like a school teacher. Ha! Let's move on. All right. Okay, now, again, let's go back to number 3, which was 1. That's the first line. In all reality, I'm just playing on one surface, but I'm doing a straight line of eighth note triplets, alternating the strokes with the accent. That is also a linear line. Now, we're going to do the substitution. Okay? Where's that old dog? It said that for everybody else. Okay? Now, again, remember the third one, the formula number 3 was this. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to substitute, instead of using the right hand, we're going to use Mr. Bass Drum. Okay? So wherever I'm going to play it right with this exercise, it's going to be the bass drum. Just the bass drum and snare drum. Line 1. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and I will go through all of them like that. Number 3, right, right, left, left. 1 and 2 and nice and slow, each one. The finished product, here we go again. You're playing a jazz time. The first guy is an alternating triplet between the bass drum and snare drum. Okay? I got something in my eye. Line number 3. Right, right, left, left. Utilizing this formula. First, we'll start without the ride cymbal pattern. Line 3 would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we understand that? 1 and 2, 3. Actually, the slower you do something like this, the more focus and concentration you need. It's going to make you very tired because it takes a lot of energy, especially for me. I'm an old fart. Okay? But anyway, that's the way you want to approach number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, Now, for those who are having a problem with the jazz pattern, again now, you don't have to do that. Just play a quarter note. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. Here we go. Now, if you do it slow, that will come, without a doubt. Okay, guys? Without a doubt, it will come. But it's not going to come by you saying, well, let me practice it tomorrow, and having a problem with it, say, heck with it, let me go do my paradiddles. The next time you hit on this, you're not able to do it. This here is developing a tremendous amount of other areas for you. That's the most important, is the focus and the dedication, and slow is the magic word. Now, I don't want nobody to be wasting their time practicing this if you don't think it's going to do you any good. You need to work with it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mr. Hoyce, you understand it? The quarter note first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, here's where the focus is. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that takes a lot of focus, and that's going to make this stronger. It really will. Robert, old dog, Hoist, Stacy, Seth, you understand? It's something nice. Ding, dong, ding, ga, goo. You're not going to be playing these fast. It's hard. I'm not going to give any more from the book here tonight. That's a lot. Let that grow. Okay? Play it. Work it slowly. Now, what I'd like to do is go over a few other things with everybody. I am not going to talk, old dog. It's all good. Seth, you got it. All right, Seth. Okay. Anyway, the table of time, the paradiddle, polyrhythms, modulation. Well, so you know what happens, Robert? That's a good statement. You have the pattern down, but you just got to practice it. Well, yeah, we all have to practice it. But unfortunately, there's only 24 hours in a day. And before you know it, you start Monday and it's Friday already. You say, whoa. And you feel like you haven't accomplished anything. But in reality, you have. You got it, Seth. All right. All right, modulation. All right. Let me ask a question here. If I have 4 measures of 4/4, how many measures of 3/4 are there in there? In the 4 measures of 4? I mean 3 measures of 4 rather. I'm sorry. You have 4/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. That's 12 beats. 3 measures of 4/4. Now, if I want to get a feel of 3/4 in there, now instead of it being 3 measures, and if I'm going to feel that 3/4, it's still 3 measures, but the 3/4 is going to give me a 4 measure feel. Okay, so I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. Modulation. 2, 4, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. And I come back to 4. So you have 4. In 4/4 time, there's 4 measures of 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4. Now 4/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 3. 1, 2, 3. Pop. That's the modulation. You're playing in the same time. Okay? But in the space of 3 measures in 4, you have 4 measures of 3. That's modulation. That's the beginning of it. Do you understand that, Stacy? That's in the Dave Stanek book. He gets very involved with that. He's a really great drummer, man, a great instructor. And I keep promising I'm going to do it, and I get bogged down with 2/2. Ha! Okay. Sorry I mentioned that. You understand that, Stacy? Old Dog? Seth? Robert? Paul? Jim? Mr. Mante? We understand that. Well, I don't know about the tonality. I don't know what that is. Okay. We're going to get involved with that. I want to do, I promised, I keep getting this email from Mike Clark or from Dave Stanek. They want me to do a basic lesson from their book. Okay, and I'm going to do that. But, you know, once in a while, you should just loosen up. Just sit down and blow your brains out. Have a good time. But make sure you're in time. You know, experiment. You know, you're doing it from the workbook, you're doing the ostinatos. Make up your own pattern. Lay the 2 and 4 down. Experiment. You're going to start to hear different things that you say, oh, that's what that was when you heard it in a tune. Then you start working on it. You start discovering. I call it the Discovery Channel. Ha! Your brain goes there. Sometimes I'll sit down and play for 10 minutes without thinking about right, left, or the downstroke or upstroke. And I'll just, let me move this out of the way. I'll just play. Just have some fun. I've seen Bernard. He's very hard to get in touch with. He's got that goofy agency in California. They don't reply back. I'm going to have to catch him if he's still alive next year at the Delaware drum show. I asked him to go into my, take a walk outside with me, go into my car, and then kidnap him and take him here. Just have fun. That's all the rewards of doing something like this. 1 and 2, and that's book smart. Paradiddle. Sit and play. Have fun. Do that for 10 minutes, a half hour, and then go practice. But that's going to be on your mind, so it might be a distraction. You have to have the strength mentally to actually sit down and practice and differentiate the difference between practicing and playing. Yes, every year, Stacy, they have a show in Delaware. They have them all over the place. I think the next one is Connecticut. But in Delaware, they have a drum show. And what they do is they have maybe 2 guys do clinics. And it's like all these vendors selling their product or exposing their product. And everybody, mostly everybody, it's like it's a mini NAMM, okay? And you get to see all the people you know. Say hello, take pictures, all that good stuff. That's where I met a lot of people that in the past. I mean, they say, "Hey, Matt," I look at them, so, "Oh, I don't remember who they were." That's how long ago it was. I guess I don't change except for the color of my hair. I don't know yet, Stacy. I can let you know. I'll keep you aware of it. I think, what you call, Jeffrey goes there. You know, these guys are like, they're not hermits or anything. They do go out. And when they do, it's like something like the drum show, okay? And you get to meet a lot of different people. Have you ever been to a drum show? Man, let me tell you something. I was at NAMM one time in my life. I mean, it's a great place to go because you meet everybody. But man, I had a headache for 3 weeks after that. You can't talk. You know, you see all the new products. You see some very well-rounded, famous, or whatever you want to call them, people. And the real NAMM starts after they close down. You know, you go to a club and you have a band playing, like Tower of Power or whoever they have. And you sit and hang out, have a couple of beers, and you're talking to David Garibaldi, you're talking to Mike Clark, whoever. Modern Drummer, I think, is in New Jersey. I'm not sure where that was. I was there a couple times. Nice place. They have some good shows. Not what it used to be, because everybody's doing it. And those shows are hard to get drummers to commit to a certain day, because one guy says, "Oh man, I had that Sunday off, but I just committed. I'll be on the road in Hong Kong for 6 weeks." So you can't get him. So you got to get whoever is available. And like, for example, the Modern Drummer or the Delaware Drum Show or the Connecticut Drum Show, if they have clinicians, the sponsor doesn't pay for that. Who pays for that is the, for example, if I did a clinic, if I was invited to do a clinic on cut time in, say, the Connecticut Drum Show. Now, I know the guy, Jim Royal. He's a nice guy. Really good drummer, good percussionist. He is very good. And he's the one who runs the show. He won't pay you. Your companies that endorse you will. You're on a budget, say, from Remo, from DW, from Peisty, from Innovative Percussion, and whoever else you have, like Off-World Percussion. And let's say DW says, "All right, I'll give you 200. Peisty says, "I'll give you 150. Remo says, "I'll give you another 200. And Off-World says, "I'll give you 50. All that adds up. So you really, you're doing a show and you're getting paid for it. So it's like what I'm doing here, twice a day. If I did an hour and a half, 2 hours, it's like it's the same thing as doing a show. But I'm live in front of people as opposed to I'm live in front of you, but it's a screen that I talk to, and there's a delay. Where did you go in 2008, Stacy? I don't know where you went. Anyway, I don't want to give you guys anything new, because I think that's enough. Enough to do for the weekend and actually forever. You need to make good time. You need to not waste time. Make good your time, man. Don't, make good time. Yeah, how am I going to say it? I can't even talk no more. Make good use of your time. If you set aside 2-3 hours a day to practice, practice. Then you want to play, go play. And I want to tell you a good word of advice. Whatever level of drumming that you're at, it don't matter. Anytime you get an opportunity to play live music with the band, do it. That's where actually the journey begins, because all the technique that you use, all the terminologies that you use will be applied to that setting. Okay? Are there any questions for this evening? I don't want to, I do want to do some hand exercises. We're going to start on the drum pad Monday with hand exercises and endurance exercises. It's nothing in the books. It's in the stick control book, yes. We'll work on page like 10 and 11, 8 and 10 and 9, whatever that stuff. And I'll show you why you vamp. I'll explain to you why you vamp and what you're accomplishing. And we'll go into the Morello book too, the first 5. How we making out with that? The Joe Morello Master Studies 1 through 5, the first 5 with the levels. Are we doing okay with that? Do we have any questions? Well, let me tell you about getting a sponsor. A sponsor will take you on and you make your deal. Okay, but see, the sponsor needs a return. If you're going to get a set of DWs, that's expensive, man. They want a return, not from you, but from the audience that you have. Terry Bozzio uses DWs. I want to get DWs. Or so-and-so uses Peisty cymbals. Yeah, man, that's a good cymbal. I'm going to get them. So it's working that way, that because say he's your favorite drummer and he's using DWs and he's using Peisty or Zildjian or whatever it might be, or Gretsch or Zildjian or whatever, that's not too hard. You have to be in the public eye. You have to have an audience. And in today's music, I don't know, that's pretty hard to do because some of the music that's out there, I do not understand and I don't relate to it as music. And that's just me. You know, blast beats, I'm trying to figure out why you play blast beats or play your double beaters at 300 beats per minute, 16th notes for 10 minutes. I mean, I don't understand that. What does that make? So it's not hard, Jim. You have an audience, say 5, 6, 10,000 people, you'll get a sponsorship. Not a problem. You understand that, guys? Robert, Paul, Seth, Hoist, do you understand that? And what's a big name sponsor? You know, you can call them, excuse my expression, but what do I call it? What's the word I want to use? An endorsement whore. You know, I mean, Vic Firth, Regal Tip, Regal Tip, Promark, Evans, like Remo, or Innovative Percussion. I was offered a few things, but I do not, and I will not, endorse something I dislike. So, for example, for years I used Vader drumsticks. They were good sticks, but I come across a different company, and they, I ordered, first off, a brick of drumsticks, my model, or close to my model. They sent them to me. You know, the way you would get a brick of sticks, or anybody here, that's how much I paid for it. But it's Innovative Percussion, and every stick I took out of that brick was perfect. I never had that happen. You know, you get a brick from Promark or a brick of sticks from Vader. It's not saying that their sticks are bad. It's just, it just doesn't happen that way. And ever since I've been innovative, I talked to them, we talked, and what happened? Jesus. Come on, guys. Computer. When, we talked, and we talked about an endorsement. Everybody's deal is different. And, it doesn't hurt to know people who are endorsed by these companies. They put a good word in for you as well. Like somebody, there's so many guys out there that are great and have a big audience. They don't give a shit about an endorsement. Look at Vinny Colaiuta. He was doing Yamaha drums for years. Zildjian cymbals. Remo drum heads. Then he switched to Ludwig. He said, "The hell with this shit." Then he went to Gretsch, which is a subsidiary to DW. Now, Vinny Colaiuta, you have to admit, he has a tremendous audience. The same thing with Steve Gadd. He don't pay for nothing. They give it to him. Mark Walker, for example, is a Peisty endorser. They send him every year 4 new cymbals, 5 new cymbals. Because he has an audience. He's out there playing 6, 7 nights a week. He's teaching at Berkeley. That's how it works. No, you get a brick of sticks one size. You can't say, give me 3 2As and 6 5As and one, Dennis, where were you, man? Well, first off, I worked at this particular music store in Edison, New Jersey for years. And the owner was getting his sticks milled at, I think it was, what the hell was the name? Patella? Yeah, Patella Sticks. And I went up to the factory and see how they do that. And it's interesting. And they just throw sticks together. Now, if sticks are not bundled correctly and they're just loose in a box or sticking up like this on the counter in a bin, you're going to have some problems. You're going to have some issues. They're going to warp. So the best thing actually to do is to check your sticks on a glass surface. All right, I take a stick, go like that on a glass surface. They sound good. They feel good. Then I roll them with the tip sticking out, and roll it, and you'll see if it's not going straight and it's going wobbly, it's warped. Okay. Also, other guys have different ways of listening or feeling the drumstick. They'll put the drumstick up to their ear and tap it. They'll take the other drumstick and tap it. If it's the same tone, you got a matched pair. Okay? That's how I was taught, and it works. Does that help you out? And if you get a faulty stick today, because if you go buy it at a music store, it's your fault. They're in a sleeve. If I go to this, before I got the endorsement, I used to go to a Sam Ash or a Guitar Center, and they dreaded me coming in there. Because if I was looking for a certain stick, I took them all out of the sleeves and I was banging on the glass counter. That's the way you do it. You're going to pay $10, $11, $12 for a pair of sticks. You got to do that, in my opinion. And if you get maple drumsticks, they have a nice feel, but they break right in half. You got to get them out of hickory. You get that, Dennis? Robert? Jim? Stacy? Old Dog? Seth? I keep missing him all the time. Why? Everybody understands that? Hey, Stacy, I'll get you some information if you'd like. Okay, I'll get you some information on these different drum shows, okay? If you want to go. I usually go to the Connecticut Drum Show and the Delaware Drum Show. Yeah, it is. It's a flat ride. And then I have one of the driest rides from Peisty. It's a real, in my opinion, it just gives me what I want. It gives me that stick definition. I used to have, and I still have, the J.R. Robinson cymbal. It's 22 inches. But, I can't get the stick definition out of that I like. And it's the overtone, man, it was wacky. Whoa. Too much for me. It's a good cymbal, though. I use it occasionally. I tell you what everybody should do this year, and it comes before Christmas. Well, we're not going to come to the Chicago Drum Show. Where we're going to go, Paul, if it happens this year, is to NAMM. Not NAMM, PASIC. PASCIC or whatever, however you spell it, PASIC. And that's a place you want to go, because now you have all the drummers in the world there. And you have all the great drummers doing all the drum clinics. And you hang out, you do 2 or 3 days there. You walk through the hall. There's Steve Gadd. There's Vinny Colaiuta, or whoever you might run into. That's the place we all should go. Well, that's a bit much, Jim. You know, Steve Gadd gets a quality product from Yamaha. You go into the music store and set up your set the way you want. And if you know, Yamaha, to me, I don't really particularly care for them. There's guys out there that like them. You know, and they treat somebody like Steve Gadd royalty. I think it's Dave Weckl also, I think he uses it. It's in Indianapolis, Paul. And I wouldn't spend $20,000 for a Steve Gadd set. Well, if you spend that kind of money, you're not really a musician to making that kind of money at first. And you're not going to sound like Steve Gadd. A lot of people do that. All right, well, we'll keep it in the wing there. You know, it'd be so nice. I mean, you know, Jimmy, you live in Massachusetts. Stacy, you're from, what was that? Virginia. Seth, you're from North Carolina. Old Dog. And who's that? Old Dog and Robert. Where are you guys from? I mean, at that time of year, if things settle down with this, at Virginia, okay. If things settle down, I mean, from Virginia or North Carolina for Massachusetts, to take a plane round trip, it'll cost you about $250. You guys we get a room, you know, we all hang out, and you meet all the drummers. Great experience. Take a whole lot of pictures with everybody. Well, that's not bad. Wisconsin, Nova Scotia is a problem. I don't know how much it would cost you. I know that if you live in the, like Mr. Mante, he lives overseas. It would cost him a fortune. I don't know how much it would cost, Old Dog, from Nova Scotia to Indianapolis, Indiana. And Wisconsin's not afraid. Far from that, Robert. That's the cheapest plane ticket. But anyway, we'll keep everybody in the loop. And when the time comes, and it's early, it's only April. You know, we have the whole summer and the beginning of fall. I don't know why they put it in November, because everybody's counting their change for Christmas. But anyway, I don't want to give you too much. Monday on the drum pad, all right, and sort of a review, and we're going to do some hand exercises. Is that okay with everybody? Because right now I'm going to wrap it up. Anyway, Jimmy, that email that I read before is bogus. Person comes here for 2 years and now he don't want to waste his time. Isn't that bullshit? Ha! I guess he wasted his time for 2 years because he disagrees with it. Okay. I'll talk to you about that. I was, that's the old Cole by Green Bay, isn't it there, Robert? I was in East Troy, Wisconsin. Hoist, you rich? You get on a plane? Come on, hang out. We'll have a great time. We'll get everybody going there. Hey, you guys, if you look underneath the chat, do you have a video up next? The great David Garibaldi being interviewed by Matt Patella? How far is East Troy from you, Robert? Guys, look down below the chat. Oh, okay. Good. If I ever go to East Troy, I'll go hook up with you. Below the chat, there are some videos being displayed. Does the great David Garibaldi being interviewed by Matt Patella come up? That's, yeah, it's not an enemy. I don't really care about football. The great, do we have that? You guys, can you see that? Look below the chat. Can you see that? The great David Garibaldi being interviewed by Matt Patella. Could you see that, guys? All right. Too much. I can't even talk. All right, that's okay. I just maybe you see it. Okay, well that was that was an interview I did on Skype, and I made it available for everybody to view. And it was just like me and Dave talking. Like he was in California and I'm in New Jersey. And David Garibaldi is really a nice guy, man. That's why he plays so nice. All right, everybody. We'll see everybody Monday. Have a good weekend. Anytime you want questions answered, or if you'd like, just hit me up on email, okay? And Stacy, if you want to take some Skype lessons with me, give me a holler. Good luck if you can get in touch with Jeffrey. That's a good move. Okay, guys? That was 3 years ago, as a matter of fact. All right, let me sign out.